It is finally time to unveil what I've been mixing with at the biggest clubs and the biggest festivals in the world using my mobile setup. Today, we're gonna go in deep. Hey, what's up? This is Laidback Luke, DJ and producer, Kung Fu athlete, and dedicated dad. Someone asked me why I didn't do that intro anymore. And to be honest, nothing has changed. So today I'm bringing it back. Let me know down in the comments below if you enjoyed that or not, and if I should keep it. So it is no secret by now that I am DJing off of my phone nowadays. I'd been teasing it on my social media, people started to notice it, and DJs around the world have been questioning what kind of setup I use now. I am gonna repeat this everywhere you see me. We do Zoom meetings, important meetings, off of our phone. We do banking off of our phones. We do dating off of our phones. We shop on our phones. We book vacations on our phones. Basically, everything we do right here in this day and age is on our phones. So why not DJing off of our phones? Because obviously DJing from your phone, like literally from your phone, touching the screen and maybe controlling it. Wow, you can't even do this on the phone. Controlling it on your phone, I don't know. Although it's innovative and groundbreaking, I wouldn't go there. So what I needed for this was a solid controller, a couple of faders, filters, EQs, and I actually looked around in my studio, and a couple of years ago, Reloop had sent me this, the Reloop Mixtour. In my opinion, a massively overlooked tiny little controller. It's about 4-inch wide, and for some reason no one really, even the home DJs, no one really considered doing mixes with these. Even I myself, I had a unit in my studio. I remember they sent it to me. I don't even think I worked the app with it. I had just looked at it and thought, but there's no decks on there. And so I kind of pushed it off to the side and forgot about it until I saw DjayPro AI by Algoriddim, and I thought, wow, these two connect with each other. I started experimenting with it in my own studio, and I was like, I think this could really work. And with switching to a setup like this, and especially playing, you know, big clubs and big festivals, it comes with a big sacrifice. And that is moving away from actual platters, moving away from decks. No touching music, no scratching, but for the sake of technological advancement and all the perks I get with a mobile setup like this, I was like, yeah, I think I can pull it off. So whenever I talk to DJs, their minds are blown. This is like, wait, what? How can you step away from CDJs? How can you step away from decks? How does this work? What is happening? And honestly, the format that we know in EDM land with the flagship setup, the full pioneer setup, right? It's become so standard that no one is looking anywhere else. But here's my point. Sickick, who seemed to have left jog wheels forever now and more has like a producer entertainment setup going on. The legend Paul van Dyk with his 2 laptops, keyboards and everything, but he's still DJing. In techno land, in the techno sector, for over a decade they've been mixing with Traktor and Traktor controllers. I used to always see them walk around in Ibiza, the techno DJs, with their little silver suitcase with the dedicated Traktor controllers in there. And I always thought it was so interesting. They were the first ones to switch to fully sync and then mixing 4 decks with only controllers. Yeah, 4 decks on the laptop, right? And then there's a couple of DJs that have outlandish setups, like Stefan Botzin, shout out, to switch to a controller for me and my mindset wasn't actually that much of a big deal. If anything, I was like, maybe I can be as cool as a techno DJ now. We're gonna get real technical in a moment. I'll explain you everything. But before I do, make sure to give me a like right now and hit that subscribe button. Push that notification bell as well if you enjoy me finally sharing my new setup with you. So here we are. It's connected to my phone. This is a lightning cable that comes out of the Reloop Mixtour into my phone. The phone, when I'm DJing, is charging, and obviously my do not disturb is watertight. Not even my wife can phone me through here, so this will always keep on going. Please note that my Mixtour might look a little bit different than the Mixtours you see online, because from Reloop, they gave me some cool fader caps that you just can customize and replace if you want. Okay, so over here you have the transport mode. You see loop, sync, cue and play. So when I hit the play button, the track plays. And when I press stop, I get the wonderful vinyl stop, which I love so much. Do note that when this is playing, it kind of looks like Serato on your phone, which I love. Look. So I can loop like this, pressing play, loop in, loop out, shorten the loop, make it shorter, shorter, release the loop. There we go. So this is channel number 1 or deck number 1, right? Now when I press this little C here, this will go over into cue point mode. So I know the letters still say the same, but now these are actually my cue points. And my cue points are right here on the app. So this would be this button. And then this just works like any other mixer. These are low-end EQs, the mid-range EQs, the high EQs, the gain knob. This is an overall master volume. We got the filter here. High pass filter, low pass filter like any other system. Got the effects under here. So when this little effects button lights up, I can browse with the browse button as well. So let's go into my house folder. Let's dive in, choose the new Capuzen track. And I'll just press load to which channel I want it to load into, load here, and there it is, cue points and everything. Crossfader, and the beauty of this crossfader is that mechanically, it's not the best crossfader around, right? But what I love is that in the settings of the DjayPro AI app, I've just put the crossfader as on and off. So whenever this gets a signal, it's either on or off. And this type of tightness was always something that was so hard to find on hardware mixers. Now you can do it digitally and it's like really on or off and nothing in between. Is there any latency? Not really. And so I spoke about the EQ, but how I have programmed it, and we'll dive into the programming really soon. If I press shift and I turn the low end EQ, it'll actually give me stems. So let's dive into the stems here so you can see. If I press shift and do the low end frequencies, the drums are out. Same goes for a cappella. If I want the vocal to be gone, I can just easily do it with the high end EQ while pressing the shift button. So oftentimes I'll load a track, and if I want to play with the a cappella, I just quickly take out the bass and the mid in the neural mix, which are the drums and the harmonics, and now it's only the a cappella. Let's hear out for it. So there's the a cappella, adding the harmonics. And let's see, this is a break, but see if there's any beats. Oh, there is beats. All the beats are in there. This is the power and the magic of this little system right here. What I love about this system is that you can drag your tracks from anywhere. So I just have title on here. And say if I would look up a Laidback loop track on title, say it's going to be whistle. It'll ask if I should load it on deck 1 or 2, because deck 1 is occupied right now and I'm okay with that, deck 1. Oh, I've loaded this before, so you'll see the cue points going on here. But I can add to playlist. I can add it to my own playlist right here. So whenever you get tracks from other areas, you can always put that into your own dedicated track list. And you can find everything you pull from everywhere centralized in your own playlist. I think that's mind-blowing as well. Just to quickly explain, there's only a line out wire in the output of my controller, and this I usually plug into the Pioneer DJ mixer, take up just one channel, and then the Pioneer sound goes to the output of the club and the DJ booth monitors and that sort of thing. Now there's a couple of features that I added on here that I wanted to change, and we'll dive into the programming right now. For instance, a key change. If I have the drop of whistle here, then I can change the key by pressing shift and either doing Q or play. Q will be minus and play will be plus. So it'll sound like this. So that's key changes. I can also give a little nudge which I've programmed under shift. On the second cue point, this would be a plus, like a little plus, or a minus would be a little pullback. And where to find this and where to program this is you go into the settings of the app. Then you go to MIDI devices, press on your MIDI device, Mixtour, and then you'll see all of the MIDI controls right here. If I press shift and play, it'll show you the key plus because that's what I programmed it. If I press the arrow here, I could program it to be something different. Deck 1 could be, and then you have this whole list of play, pause, reverse, sync on, reset tempo, and actually the list goes on and on and on and on with all the features in the DJ app, and you can literally program any button you like the way you like it. And I think that's mind-blowing as well. So if I go back and say if I even rotate the filter knob, which is CC4, which is the filter, but I can also press here and then change this, right? Instead of filter, I can skip, or it'll be scrub, or it'll be pan. Literally anything you want, which makes this system so incredibly flexible. All right, so having watched that, I do think it's time for a discussion down in the comments below. As you've seen, I love responding. I love mingling with you. I love being a part of this discussion. So make sure you leave something down in the comments below. It's actually really much appreciated. Even if you're a skeptic, let me know. And so here's a funny thing. I just came off a small Asian tour and I met up with a DJ and he said, okay, you know, this is a cool gimmick. This is awesome. This is fun. This is futuristic. But Luke, does this have actual advantages then? And I kind of smiled and laughed at his comment, which obviously is a legit comment, but I was like, I would never start bringing or DJing on a setup like this if it wouldn't have advantages to it. Like, I'm not DJing on my phone because I want to be funny. I think it's a huge leap into the future, and I think there's a lot of advantages there for me. For instance, on this same Asia tour, I was there with my oldest son, spending quality time with him, and on the day of my show, we went out to see the big Gundam in Tokyo, Japan, in Yokohama. And on the train there, I was thinking, oh shoot, I didn't even prepare for my set tonight. Like, I'm behind on my playlist, I don't have any cue points done or anything. And so what I did in the train was go through new tracks, look up new tracks, program cue points, put them in the playlist to get ready for the show. Now, I know Pioneer has something like this where the cue point set you can import into your flagship system. But with me, my phone is the system. So everything I program on there is actually ready to go immediately. That's one advantage. Throughout this little Asia tour, promoters had asked me if I wanted to do a sound check. And I don't, because I'm bringing my own gear, and the gear is my responsibility. I know that everything works because I am bringing it. And then obviously because I have all the decks and the mixer in the phone, there's no wiring there. There's no buttons that are loose. There is no uncertainties if everything is connected correctly. I'm not bringing USBs anymore. What I do is half of my set I play from the cloud and half of my set I play off of Tidal. Obviously not my pre-recorded set or anything. I do all of this live, which I love. Okay, so let's talk about the price. I'm laughing because what do you pay for a top tier flagship setup? Say we get the Pioneer DJM A9 DJ mixer. This will set you back 3,200 euros, so about $3,500 right now. And see, I'd prefer 4 players in my setup because I have 4 players on my mobile setup, but let's go for 3 this time. So 3 Pioneer CDJ 3000s are 2,600 euros a pop, so times 3 is 7,800 euros, which is around 8,000 to 8,100 US dollars. So in total, for a current top tier Pioneer flagship setup, you would pay 11,000 euros. Let me just Google the exact amount in US dollars here. The Reloop Mixtour currently costs $314. How about that? So this means that you can have the setup that I have, that I am playing with, for $314, but you need to get the app as well. But whatever you're comfortable with right now, obviously, just keep on playing on that. By no means am I saying, oh, you need to switch to my setup now. I think the most important thing to remember here is that it's not about the kitchen, it's about the chef, right? But I can't help it. What if you can get an awesome high-tech kitchen, which has way more possibilities than you can imagine, and that is really enjoyable to cook in for just a fraction of the price. Mentally, that's where I'm at with this setup right here. And if you're interested into seeing how that works, to fiddle around with it a little bit, you can just go to your app store and search DjayPro AI, download it, test it, see what you think about it. Maybe it's something, maybe it's nothing. The future of DJing is here. This video right here was only a part 1 of what I am gonna bring to you in the near future, so make sure to give me a like right now, hit that subscribe button as well, and hit that notification button as well to not miss out on those videos. And let me just end this video with my old ending as well. Catch you back here for the next one. Until then, L's up, rave safely, and salute.